Hey all, welcome back. So, just to end up getting things started off from it right, this is the project I'm currently working on, 12-pack of Genestealers, the old school model. I think the only way you can get any older is if you ended up having pewter, or did they make them pewter? Or if you end up having some old Space Hulk models. So, yeah. However, it's not what was on my mind. Initially, I was going to end up telling you about my experience with Genestealers. I might just do that a little bit later, but I think I have something a little bit more pressing, more interesting right now. And that is a few of the comments that I've been reading in other paint challenges, because now I'm starting to look at other people that are involved in War Boss Tay's challenge. Yeah. And I find that there's a lot of people saying, oh, I wish I can end up getting stuff painted. And the thing is, I understand where this is coming from. And it's not always, I don't think I can get it done to the quality I want, though that may be a case. It's not always, I don't have the time, though that may be the case. I think more often than not, it's expectations. Now, because I started this technically last Friday, so the past 3 days have been a weekend where I've had a lot of time to myself. So I've been able to end up painting up, 24 models to, tabletop quality. But, today being one of my work days, I couldn't put in a lot of effort into it. I mean, I would have loved to have seen these Genestealers further. And this is kind of where I hit my first roadblock, was that I just feel like I should be doing more with my time. So there was that part of my brain that was telling me, hey, you want to know what? It's okay, Derek. You know what? We'll shove them for now. Pick it again in the morning. Except tomorrow I work again. So if this keeps happening, what happens on my first day off? Well, my first day off, oh yeah, we'll get painted. No. First day off is going to be spent getting caught up with all those things I couldn't do because I was working. And then I had to stop and realize how much paint should I get on these models before I end up considering it worth it. And I realized that unless I can sit down and paint for a straight 2.5, 3 hours and get some real dynamic visuals on the table, I don't consider it worth it. And this is really an unrealistic expectation. I think a lot of you share that unrealistic expectation where you want to get more done. You want to get more done. In fact, if I were to, I'm going to run you through this for a second. So, pardon the blackout. But, we're going to start off. I know the video's out, but that's mostly just try and believe that these shelves, models, unpainted, unpainted, unpainted. You know what? Some of these, most of these are unpainted. Get these by the monitor. There's some daemonettes I have painted, right? Oh, but wait, it gets better. See, one of the things is I also have still needs to be painted, still needs to be painted, still needs to be painted, still needs to be painted. Some terrain there that needs to be painted, and still needs to be painted. And you wouldn't be able to see them, but I have roughly 250,000 points of Skaven to finish painting. Bless me. And this kind of gets overwhelming. I mean, my Tyranid list is, I would estimate 3,000 points. Not my list, my collection. 3,000, maybe 4,000 points. And I need to repaint all of that. Then I need to finish up, because I got a lot of stuff that's half painted, quarter painted. I have 2 units painted up, but the rest of it hasn't been touched in a while. And, you know, you swear you're not going to buy anything until you get everything else painted. But when is that going to happen? And I tell you the realization I came to today. I sat down and I painted for half an hour. It's as much time as I can do, and it's just getting some reds down. It's just touching up some purples on 1 or 2 of the models. I still need to go through them all and bring it back up and maybe do some highlighting next time. Maybe do some inking. Just one thing. That's what this challenge is about, right? It's not about getting the whole thing painted in 10 days. Take it from somebody who's gone through painting almost a 3,000 point army, if not higher, in 36 hours. Okay? While it can be done, it's exhausting. And with minimal exaggeration, a little traumatizing. I mean, I probably played this army 12 times since I painted it fully on that whole speed painting bit. Just wasn't fun. Just wasn't. So this is what I would suggest to you guys. If you got something to paint and you're in it to win it, you say, I need to get this unit painted. I need to get this army painted. Half an hour at a time. 15 minutes at a time. It takes you, what, 15 minutes to pull out a brush, open up some inks, ink some models real quickly, wash out the brush, set it aside. My painting table is literally my coffee table. I paint while I'm watching videos, while I'm catching up on the newest episode of Game of Thrones, or maybe watching some reruns of Breaking Bad or something like that. Actually, to be truthful, the one I've been reviewing, or not reviewing, but recapping over is Tokyo Ghoul. I'd recommend it for anybody who, like me, has a taste for the macabre. But do whatever it takes to set up a timer of just 15, half an hour. An hour is great. If you could spend an hour painting an army, you would have an army done in 2 or 3 months. And once that army's done, it is done. I mean, everything you add to it then is just icing on the cake. Take it as a warning from somebody who has gone down the wrong road, where started as collecting, started playing, and then started painting. Start small. That's what this is all about. You know? Build up. Truth of the matter is when I first started, 1,500 points was considered a big game. On a 6x4 table, that was pretty big. Now, take that same point value and put down what you would. By comparison, it's an apocalypse game now. Side note, to the people who keep saying we're running out of space on the table because stuff gets cheaper and cheaper, has it ever occurred to anybody to instead stop playing their 2,000 point games and drop it down to maybe 1,500? Maybe 1,000? I know you want to play your collection. You worked hard on it. You wanted to show it off, but quite frankly, if you're starting to remove tactics, and it's starting to feel a little bit choked because of it. Maybe when you had more fun because there was fewer units, you had to make some real tough decisions. That might be an option. Alright. Maybe I'll do a recap and actually pull out all the models and set them up on the table, just so you guys can understand the nightmare that is my painting. Yeah, or my, what I need to paint. Just my nightmare. This stuff keeps me up at nights. But let's go to Genestealers. Now, the thing about Genestealers is these guys were probably the, I don't know, 8th thing I ever picked up for my Tyranid army. They've gotten into, these entire guys have gotten into combat 5 times. Which my depth of field was better, I'd actually be showing. But yeah, I've only gotten these things into combat 5 times. I actually have an opponent who I've probably played well over 50 games with. They have never gotten into combat with him. In fact, I almost rely on that, because he has this perpetual fear. You know, he was playing way before I was. He was playing Space Marines. And, you know, that was before I figured out that almost everybody played Space Marines. I thought, oh, okay, you play Eldar. Eldar must be cool. Dark Eldar. Okay, Eldar are the big thing. Then all of a sudden I hear the internet saying, yeah, everybody plays Space Marines. What? What? Chaos, I can understand. I mean, hell, you were either playing Nurgle or you're playing Khorne. Found out that there was 4 Chaos Gods, and it blew my goddamn mind. Just, wait, who is this Tzinch and Slanesh? Is that one of those Asian names? That's horrible, I know. I'm a horrible person. But when I end up looking at it now, these Genestealers have never earned their points, and I have heard good things about Genestealers. I remember when Genestealers were amazing. They were a must-have. They were the thing you brought in into your army by default, because they slaughtered almost everything. Everybody feared Rending Claws. And, you know, the Initiative 6 wasn't exactly something to sneeze at the time. But now I feel like I'm almost tossing them in my lists. Not because it's a good idea, but because I just want to try something different. I want to toss in something other than another Hormagaunt or Termagaunt squad, you know? It's just, I don't know. I look at these guys, plenty of options. But the reality is your opponent shoots it typically at the closest thing available. And with infiltrate, outflank, whatever, they're going to end up being the first thing shot. And if he has any history with Genestealers, he's probably going to shoot them up just on principle. Like I said, my Marine opponent, he is psychologically scarred because of these things. And that was before I got to him. So I didn't even know these things could kill Marines at one point. I honestly kind of wrote them off and ended up asking, what the hell's the big deal? Well, it turns out the reason I didn't understand the big deal was because everybody knew before me. Kind of hurts your learning curve when that's the case. Till next time, guys.